Welcome, my fellow adventurers. Phase 5 is nearly upon us. This is the single best time to get prepared. If you want to dominate and get the most out of Blackwing Lair, all the new content as well, this is the perfect guide for you. Before we dive in, just a huge thank you to ArenaNet for sponsoring this video. We'll be talking when Phase 5 is most likely to drop, and all the ultimate BWL prep you'll regret not doing right now. Then we'll be talking PvP. The real rank grind is nearly upon us. Only a few players are ready to dominate. We also won't forget professions, gold-making prep, even reputations that are likely to play a big role in the new phase. So the first question is really just how much time exactly we have before the new phase drops. According to our original timeline, Phase 5 is likely coming out very nearby the Firelands drop. Firelands is already out on the private test servers. That means at the earliest, we'd be very likely seeing Firelands around September 24th, and then Phase 5 somewhere after that. Then on the later end of predicted date ranges would be somewhere around October 8th. That means you only likely have about 2 months before the phase drops, and the clock is ticking. The graphics, they're incredible, the vistas. Did I get new glasses? You fool, you didn't get new glasses. You're here on the Janthier Isles, a gorgeous, stunning location full of mysteries to solve, combat to enjoy, and even a new weapon type, the spear. This is truly modern MMO gaming at its best. I'll show you in this trailer. Guild Wars 2 Janthier Isles is a true modern MMO experience. This new expansion, it's much anticipated with features like homesteading. If you've ever dreamed of having your own play-around house with tons to decorate and land to cultivate, this is the perfect choice for you. And there are 3 massive new land masses to explore, so many different mysteries to solve with all your friends. That's not even mentioning the massive convergence mode with 50-player events, or even talking about the very cutting-edge spear weapon. It's got modes for land and water combat. Or the huge new raid that everybody playing Guild Wars 2 is really excited about. Or if you want groundbreaking mounts like the Warclaw with all sorts of abilities and upgrades to look forward to, this is the perfect MMO choice. Hey, wait a minute, this doesn't look like Janthier Isles. Where are the beautiful vistas? This looks like just some back alley in the middle of Lion's Arch. I was getting to that. Oh yeah, this is way more like it. If you want to play Janthier Wilds with me, click the link in the description below the video. Check the pinned comment as well. Thank you so much to ArenaNet for sponsoring this video. So rushing into Phase 5 prep, the first thing we've got to do is get attuned. You just have to kill the Scar Shield Quartermaster near Ubers. Then you have to loot the Black Hand's command, and you just click it to start the quest. Then all you have to do is click the Orb of Ascension behind General Drakasath. That's all you have to do to get in the raid, but if you're tracking a lot of different characters, I would definitely recommend using the Attune add-on, which I'll link below the video. The next Phase 5 required item on your checklist is definitely an Onyxia Scale Cloak. A lot of players are just going to head to the auction house, they're going to buy the Oni Scale Cloak. They're going to waste like 50 gold. You could save a lot of gold just getting one crafted instead though. A leatherworker in your guild just needs to have turned in the Oni head. Turning in the head automatically unlocks the Oni Scale Cloak for crafting from leatherworkers. You just need to bring them a Scale of Onyxia and a Cindercloth Cloak, and they can really save you a lot of money. On top of the Oni Scale Cloak, you'll really want to have a real set of BIS gear, ready to go, something that is not just 226 fire res. That does include multiple sets of tiers, so you could have a fire res set. You also have a set enchanted with Librams of Veracity, for example. I do still want to keep at least 210 fire res available if I need it though, because that's still a very useful amount to have on Firemaw. You'll also want to acquire all your BIS trinkets for swaps, Talisman of Ephemeral Power, the Accursed Chalice, Diamond Flask. Blackwing Lair is a very fast raid. You're always going to be doing trinket swaps, because you might have some bosses back to back within the span of a few minutes. This is also the best time to acquire items like the Oni Head for your BIS necklace, Crystal Adorned Crown for healers from Azergos, Imperium Demolisher from Kazakh. And of course, if you want to be server first Thunder Fury, you gotta get those bindings ready to go right now in time for BWL. As Phase 5 gets closer and closer, the very top players, they know exactly what they want from these raids. They're going to reserve these items and make it that much harder for you to get them. So Phase 5 though, it's gonna be about a lot more than just raiding. This is also a phase where I'm really locking in for the PvP grind. That means you need to be pushing rank 10 right now. It doesn't degrade, so you can get it out of the way early. We also likely won't be grinding Ultrarak Valley nearly as much in Phase 5. They'll be much more focused on Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin. You should definitely get all your rank gear sent up as well, and not with fire res enchants, but with actual enchants like HP. There are also so many items you can get that give you a huge edge in PvP. We're talking the Goblin Rocket Helmet, insanely broken in Arathi Basin. Other strong items include Mind Control Cap, the Run Speed Trinket Cold Embrace from the new dungeon, and of course all your different spell reflectors depending on the comp. Consumes are also really big in the rank grind. We're talking Flash Bombs, Magic Dust, Goblin Saber Charges, and of course a large stockpile of Rocket Boots. I also made sure to get my battle standards. There's a battle standard from the rank vendor, and there's also one at Revered Rep from Ultrak Valley. Talking reputation, we definitely need to work on our reputations as well heading into Phase 5. Ultrak Valley is a huge rep to focus on. We're talking the Recall Trinket, your battle standard, the cheap ice-threaded arrows from the vendor. The second highest priority rep is definitely the Argent Dawn rep. Pushing Revered for the Bis Sunfruit, pushing Exalted for the Bis Enchant, definitely worth your time. I've also started Cenarian Circle reputation because you can get started with the logistics quest right now. We'll likely be raiding AQ sooner than we think, so if you want to get a really early Earth Strike, this is the time to get started. This is also a great time to get started on your professions and your gold making for Phase 5. There's a very solid chance we'll be getting new profession recipes, whether the Nomergon Epic Helmet style or just things like the BFD weapon oils. To capitalize on potential new recipes, I'm gambling with Alchemy and Engineering, getting those to 300. This is also a great time to be stockpiling old recipes as well. Everything from Crusader to the flask recipes that you can pick up from Pix and Booty Bay. See, making your own flasks is one of the biggest money savers in Phase 4. I don't see that changing anytime soon. I'm also working really hard to stockpile gold for Phase 5. My favorite method is still definitely running Stratholme and Scholomance every single day. I get the Tarnish under my reals, I turn them in for damage supply crates. Get about 20 gold on average per box, very solid. I'm also aiming for 1 echo farming session a week, getting the echoes for Juju Power, for Juju Ember. We also can't forget big investments for Phase 5 either. One of the no-brainer investments for me is Librams of Veracity. These were only about 2 gold each on my server last week. Considering players are likely moving away from fire resistance in Phase 5, it seems very likely these will go up in price. It's also safe to bet on specific consumables that come out of the Real boxes but are otherwise pretty hard to get. Examples would be the Dark Runes, the Winterfall Firewater. Very likely to go up in price. So we've got a simple checklist for Phase 5 prep. Get your attunement, get your Oni Cloak, finish off your Phase 4 Bis, and not just the fire res gear. Then prep all your PvP gear from the rank gear to the Goblin Rocket Helmet. Make sure to shore up all your different reps from Argent Dawn to Ultrak Valley. Then pick a couple of new professions to gamble on, then hopefully get new recipes. Then finish things off by stockpiling gold and key consumes, things that'll likely go up in price like Dark Runes. I would love to hear what you're doing for Phase 5 prep that actually differs from this list. Let me know in the comments below. Then click on my updated Phase 4 DPS tier list to figure out exactly where your class stacks up heading into Phase 5.